So one thing is for sure, I have spent a lot of money over the years building up my fragrance collection. What you see behind me is not everything. That's mostly just for display purposes, for shooting videos and stuff. There's more to it than that. But what I wanted to do was go through, at least for me, what I feel are some of the best purchases that I've made. Because again, you know, I've invested a lot into this. Not all of those purchases were ones that really paid off for me in terms of like actually enjoying the scent a lot and using it or wearing it a lot. However, these have, okay? And there are quite a few that have, but these are some of the ones that I kind of thought of first. Now there are gonna be a few that are missing that are very obvious, like Creed Aventus, Dior Sauvage, and Dolce & Gabbana The One, stuff like that, which I have worn the heck out of over the years. I didn't throw those in. Instead, I went for some ones that are maybe at least a little bit different than that. So we're gonna get things kicked off with Givenchy Gentleman. This is Reserve Privé. It has the iris, the whiskey, the leather, and a little bit of chestnut in here as well. Smells amazing, and it's simply a nice gourmand take on the original Eau de Parfum DNA, which on its own is a great smelling scent. Nice iris, vanilla-based scent with a little bit of pepper in there. But this one to me is better in essentially every way. I find it to be stronger, not only in terms of performance, but also in terms of delivery and richness. It's just a more full-bodied scent. I find it to be more unique. Because of that, I wear it more. Therefore, I'm getting a greater return out of this one. You know, it was worth the money that I spent, which at the time, I paid full retail for it, of course, because I bought it when it was first, you know, brought to market. And nowadays, you can get it for, you know, $75, $85 or something. And I paid whatever full retail was for the smaller bottle here, the 60 ml. I believe it is. So, you know, not really the best price per milliliter, but to me, given how much I love this one, it was definitely worth it. This next one is a scent that has made a reappearance, which is amazing. It is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Super Leggera. This one was very, very interesting. And the reason why I say that is because, remember, this was the first new release that we got from Chanel for men since Bleu de Chanel Parfum. Okay, so when this came out, it was really, me personally, in my opinion, I think that the way they did this was poor. I don't think that they should have gone about doing this way, because they had built up so much hype and anticipation for, you know, a new Chanel fragrance, because they haven't released anything in years, and they came out with this. Now, I love this fragrance. I think that it's one of my favorites, and it might be the best one within the lineup. This and Allure Homme Sport Extreme are my two favorites, but this one has really been growing on me. I've been wearing this one several days in a row. I'm kind of on a little kick right now with this one. I really, really enjoy this one. It smells amazing. My wife loves it too, which of course kind of helps that situation, but really, really good stuff. But they should have, you know, maybe done a different approach in terms of what they were going to release next. Like they came out with Bleu de Chanel Exclusive. After this, they should have led with that first, in my opinion. I think that that was probably the more exciting release for people. That one was more so where the hype was anticipated. And when they came out with this, it kind of felt like it just wasn't really, you know, I don't think that they were trying to put as much thought into their next big release as we were expecting them to, I guess is what I'm saying. So I think this kind of led people to feel a little bit let down. And it was marketed as a limited edition, and it was sold out for a while, but it's back now. I don't know if it's a permanent thing or what, but they did bring it back. This one has citruses, orange, musk, and grapefruit. To me, it's more of a creamy take on Allure Homme Sport, but also not, you know, like as kind of powdery sweet leaning as Allure Homme Sport Extreme. You could kind of view it being somewhere in the middle, but also at the same time, it has a brighter pop off the opening, more like Versace Pour Homme oriented in that regard. So it's kind of interesting. It's a little bit of a hybrid deal going on, just brighter off the top, but yet still a little bit more of a creaminess too, which I think broadens the scope, so to speak. It makes this one a little bit more versatile, a little bit more wearable, and honestly, just a little bit more mass pleasing. There's something about this one that is addictive and borderline just, you know, something that you crave when you smell this one. It is really, really good. And I think I even said it in my first impressions video or review or whatever it was, like, I hate that I like it so much because, you know, we waited so long for a new Chanel and they put this out. we were expecting something completely different, but man, you know, as much as I want to be mad, I love the scent, and also the fact that it's a limited edition doesn't help. But I really, really like this one, and they're onto something with it. Like I said, it's back again. You can get a bottle if you want, but to me, this is one of the best out there. This next one is Creed Green Irish Tweed. So I brought out my 2013 bottle. I don't know if you can see it down there at the bottom. This thing is in pristine condition. Usually these vintage bottles, the lettering will start to wear off. You know, you really have to be careful with these when you touch the bottle. Like, just literally you can't touch here, because even just over the course of, you know, years, just touching that lettering, it will wear off. I've had it happen several times, so this stuff is in really good condition. It has lemon verbena, violet leaf, ambergris, and of course a little bit of iris as well. A truly iconic, classic smelling scent. Bright, vibrant green, soapy, just a gentleman's scent, a gentleman's classic from start to finish. I mean, this stuff will never go out of style. And for me, you know, it's one of my favorite creeds. This, and of course Aventus too, which is a very obvious choice for me, but one that I don't talk about as much, that sometimes I feel like I don't wear as much as I should, or as much as I would like to, is Green Irish Tweed. I really, really enjoy this stuff. Really big fan. Again, I've got this, I've got the 120 ml, I've got another 75 ml as well. You know, I never wear this bottle before people make a comment that I never wear it at all. This one's pretty much full because it's my older bottle that I try to preserve, but I've worn a decent amount out of my 120 ml. Really, really great DNA. This next one is Armani Acqua di Gio Parfum. So it's Acqua di Gio Profumo in a nutshell. And for me, in terms of money spent, this DNA has more than paid for itself over the years. I have worn through so much of Acqua di Gio Profumo. I have a ton of bottles of Profumo on its own, and I've got a few bottles of the Parfum already. So I have a lifetime supply of this scent DNA easily. And, you know, Profumo was one that I just, you know, from the beginning was an instant love for me. It very quickly became a signature scent and has always been that way for the most part. At this point, I try to rotate through things more, but I still wear that one quite often. And this is essentially just kind of a smokier, more dark take on the Acqua di Gio aquatic DNA, making it great for evenings out, great for more of maybe a formal situation, just in general, more of a nighttime appeal. That's Acqua di Gio Parfum / Profumo in a nutshell. And for me, this stuff is worth every single penny. This next one is Mercedes-Benz Club Black. This is one of the best affordable vanilla fragrances you can buy, hands down. I mean, when you're talking like $35 to $45 roughly for this one, I can't think of anything that's better in this category. It's really, really good. So it is all about the vanilla. Get some benzoin as well, and a little bit of ambroxan off the top as well, which kind of gives it a brightness, and then it goes right into that sweet vanilla and that kind of powdery benzoin accord as well. Really, really impressive blend, you know, especially for the money, and that's what it comes down to. If this was a $100 scent on discounters, I would still love it, still be a great purchase, you know, but maybe not as enthusiastic about it, but it's essentially in that cheapy category, and it smells like it's way more expensive than that. Oh, but with that being said, it's also not for everybody either, you know, very sweet vanilla oriented, which is not the usual cologne type of smell. It is marketed for men, but it could easily be unisex. So keep that in mind going into it. For me, I love vanilla. I love vanilla-based fragrances, and for the money, this one is a favorite. I mean, it's really, if you like vanilla, there's no reason not to have this. Let's go for another cheapie, kind of keep that trend going with Rochas Moustache. This is the Eau de Parfum. If you want something that smells a little bit like YSL Tuxedo with a twist, for around $40, this is it. Really good stuff, very impressive. Patchouli based with pink pepper, and this one also has some benzoin / vanilla in here as well. To me, the YSL Tuxedo DNA is so unique. Of course, that's where it started. There have been several clones, kind of like Aventus, where, you know, when you call Aventus unique, people laugh now because it's been cloned so many times, but like that doesn't make sense. Aventus itself is a unique smelling DNA. There was nothing like it at the time, and now it's been cloned, but that shouldn't take away from the fact that that type of scent DNA was unique, right? You know, so that's just, it gets diluted, but to me still, YSL Tuxedo, unique, different smell. You can just access it for a more affordable price by means of this or several other alternatives as well. But to me, this one is one of the better ones in terms of actually having a bit of a twist, because I already have YSL Tuxedo, so I don't need to have the clones. I have them, you know, for video purposes and stuff, and because, you know, they are really accurate and I can save some money by wearing those. But what I like about this is, again, it's a twist. It's tuxedo, but a little bit different, which is nice when you have all of the clones and the real thing. Let's go for a nice affordable oud scent up next, a starter oud scent. It is Versace Oud Noir. So I think for the money, 70 bucks, it is really, really hard to beat. It's got oud, of course. It has saffron. There's some other woods in here as well, some cedar wood and stuff. But, you know, that's basically it. It's woody, it's dry, slightly earthy, but not like an overwhelmingly amount either. You know, this is kind of like their Tom Ford oud wood. Essentially, it's a very mass-pleasing, entry-level oud that can be enjoyed by a lot of people. You know, it's not too far out there. That's kind of what this is. And remember, at one point, there was an oud trend. Just like iris, just like ambroxan, just like whatever, you know, chestnut, you know, whatever it might be, vanilla and stuff. There's always these note trends that just go through the community. Designer and niche brands oftentimes jump in on it. And at the time, oud was one, and this is one that we got out of that little trend there for a short time. And it's a really, really good one. It's the most expensive of this lineup. Dylan Blue and Pour Homme are essentially about half the price, but this is completely different. It has exceptional quality, just more of a premium type of smell all the way through. And this last one might be surprising. It is for me. I didn't think that I was gonna like this much, and I'm surprised that it is this good too. It is Ralph's Club Elixir, of course, by Ralph Lauren. It has iris, leather, olibanum, and lavender. Really, really nice. Powdery, creamy, a little bit sweet, but yet still has that lavender aromatic freshness. At the end of the day, that's what Ralph's Club is. The original EDP and the Parfum, they're more aromatic leaning, you know, kind of on the fresher end. Some of that is still hidden in the base of this one, but you do get more of a sweeter type of smell, and even just the slightest bit of this balsamic smokiness as well, which really amps the entire scent up, makes it much more unique, much more appealing to people who want something a little bit out of the ordinary, but yet still going to be mass pleasing and wearable. You know, this is a 75 ml elixir, of course, so it's going to be more expensive than the others, but not by a crazy amount. Like, you can get testers for 65 bucks right now. I'll have it linked down below. So that's this bottle. The cap is hinged, so you are guaranteed to get the cap with that tester, which is a nice bonus. 65 bucks, that's really not bad, especially as far as elixirs are concerned. And I don't know, the full presentation is $75, maybe $80, but in my opinion, why get that? You know, you can save the money, and it's the same thing aside from the box. So really, really nice. One that, again, I didn't think was going to be this enjoyable to me, but is really impressed me. Alrighty, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Some fragrances that, you know, I really feel as though I got my money's worth out of after spending all this money to collect all this stuff. And this is just scratching the surface. Like I said, I have so many favorites. I've really, you know, I guess gotten lucky with my selections. I pretty early on narrowed down what I liked. And so from then on, purchasing was a little bit easier because I could look at the notes and see, maybe I'll like that, I probably will. Or I could look at something and go, yeah, I probably won't like that. That's not in line with what I usually like. And using that information, I was able to build a collection that is overwhelmingly solid, with a few ones that aren't so good. But these are the ones that kind of came to mind first that I've been utilizing here lately. Links will be down below. Also, subscribe to my mailing list. It's free. And anytime something rare, discontinued, or hard to find comes into stock, I send out an email. Anytime brand new releases show up on discounters, I send out an email. So it's going to be your one-stop shop to get rare fragrances into your collection, to save money on new designer releases and niche releases, and just to save money in general when sales and good prices come up. So many people are on there, have saved so much money over the years. I get emails all the time, people thanking me because they were able to get this or that, or save money on this or whatever. So make sure you sign up. It's in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. We'll see you tomorrow with another one. Take care.